dead stop, 55-year-old.
Not bad, right? I got a little sideways on us. Nice. Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story. Today I'm in Carlisle, Pennsylvania with friend of the channel, Bob Jennings, and he has a great Survivor. If you want to learn about Carlisle's events, take a look in the description of the video and you'll see the website there. Bob, what year, make, and model is this one?
Lou, we have a 1969 Hemi Dodge Charger Daytona with 39,000 unrestored original miles.
And you're going to love this one. Let's go right to our featured attraction. So there she is. I've been waiting to see this one. I've seen it in pictures, and here it is for you to see as live as we can get it. Bob, so you like winged cars. How did this happen?
Lou, these of course are the most iconic, overused word, the most original and unique American muscle cars made. Still recognizable today because of that garish rear wing, the incredible swoopy front nose, the car movies, Richard Petty. What else can I say?
Yeah.
When I started buying them, I said, this is going to be the car. This will have a future value for my kids, not for me, but they're a blast to work on. They're a blast to drive.
This is one of those cars that even a muscle car needs a hero. This is it. So when you come down to this, when you think of the muscle car era, the interesting thing with these cars, Bob, the interesting thing with these cars is you didn't see a lot of them even in 1969 and 1970. You just didn't see them. And here is the 69 Daytona. The 70s were the Superbirds, but this one, and the reason why I'm so excited, not only is it a Survivor, but of course it has the Hemi as well. So tell me the story of how this one became yours, because it's so unique.
This car got sold new in Marion, Illinois in 1970 to a 17-year-old boy.
Oh, wow.
He owned it for about a year and a half, 2 years. The insurance and the gas broke him. He sold it to the individual that I bought it from, and that individual went through an ugly divorce in 1975.
Oh, jeez.
Parked it in the garage down near Dallas, and I pulled it out of there about 3 years ago, where it hadn't run in 35 or 40 years. We spent almost a year getting it running, and here we are today.
Tell me about these hubcaps.
Well, those are original tires. Those are original hubcaps. The Daytonas had several different wheel options, and there's nothing special about the hubcap. They are unique. Here's a unique feature. If the car has drum brakes like this one does, it doesn't say anything in that center. If it has disc brakes, which most Daytonas have, in the center around that little orange ring, it says the word disc brakes on it.
Is that right?
That's just a little weird little feature. Those hubcaps are impossible to find.
You did a great video too on the difference between a Superbird and a Daytona. I watched that. I might even put that link in the video clip so you can listen to Bob talk about the differences. But take a look at the iconic nose. Not easy to park this one because you've got a whole couple of foot and a half there in front of your car with the grill. Just like that.
Comment about the grill.
Yeah, please.
Most Daytonas you're going to see the grill is body color.
Yeah.
You'll notice this one is black. I have a picture of the car delivered brand new in 1970. It was black there. And I'll have people argue that's not correct. Well, how come it got delivered that way brand new from the dealer?
Isn't that
so there are two of them I know of that for some reason it's black. No, I don't have any idea why.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's pop the hood, shall we? Let's show them what we've got here. I mean, how excited were you when you heard about this car being for sale?
Well, the car has some background to it.
Yeah.
We don't really need to get into the background.
Okay.
But when the opportunity presented itself to me, of course, I flew down to Dallas to check the car out. Everything was actually better than described. The owner and I hit it off immediately. I just have a great love and respect for the previous owner, who is still living. And we did the deal and bought the car pretty much on a handshake.
Oh, that's just great. We're going to talk about what you had to do to restore this engine to get it back running and functional when we take our ride. But there's just something about when you open the hood and you see those crinkle valve cover tops with that center,
Spark plug
Spark
hole.
plug going right into that. It's just something about it that just, I don't know, like you said, it's the mystique of the engine, and just seeing 426 Hemi. Let's fire it up. Of course, we've got two 4 barrels under there. When you take our ride, we'll give you just a little second because we're in a neighborhood. We'll open them up for just a hair of a moment. Listen to that exhaust. Bob, while I'm back there, can you step on the brakes for a moment? Give me one more good rev, Bob. Turn this one around for you. As I shared with you, we turn it around and show it to you in the sun. So you've got that massive wing that you just can't miss. And of course, the holy grail. And if you want to see the Hemi Daytona, the Jennings wing cars. So this one, obviously being a survivor, is kept just as is. We've got some interesting trunk and treat pieces for you. Bob, let's open this up. So this next piece we're going to show them kind of eliminates discussion on if it's the real deal or not, because this is part of the Dave Wise report. Tell me about what this is.
Well, Dave Wise is the acknowledged Chrysler expert. I have Dave inspect all of my vehicles. I want to know for sure what I say is correct. I do make mistakes. This way, I pay Dave to come down. He goes underneath, he puts it on the lift. He checks every VIN, every serial number, every part to verify that it is exactly what it says. This one is so unique and so original. He called it a benchmark vehicle because this is where all Daytonas are measured against.
Wow.
The number stamping, part numbers, etc., done back in the day.
And you can see all the details there, all the molding just right. All right, we'll close this. So it's got that great sound, right? Now the wing on this one is great, and obviously we got the Wile E. Coyote with the gun. Probably helps him try to catch the Roadrunner, but. We put it in the sun this way too. Probably the best gas cap in the world. We've got the baby one in the background, and we'll show it to you from this side. Come on with me, Bob. I mean, what a you called it a benchmark vehicle. That's a major compliment from someone like that, isn't it?
It is. He's done a whole lot of my cars. This is the only one he's given it that accolade. Is to call it the benchmark, the one by which all should be measured.
Wow. And I just want to show, so these decals all came from the original caretaker at 17. It actually does not have cyclone headers or an Edelbrock manifold.
No, or a Lakewood bell housing.
But it does have
champion
that.
Spark plugs and a Hemi.
And it does have a Hemi. So let's take a look at the inside. May I open it?
Please do.
Thank you. As we come right here, I just want to share that with you.
You'll note the oil change sticker up there. It's not due yet, but it's close.
Look at that. We've got the great door with the word Charger. There's your instrumentation. There's our back seat. Our headliner. And when we take the ride in it, we're going to tell you a little bit about what it took to get this one running, because this one didn't run very smoothly because of the storage that Bob shared earlier in the video. But this is just great. Nice console. The horn works. You'll hear that. That's just great. Well, Bob, I think all that's left is we got to take it for a ride.
Let's do it, Lou.
Thanks. So Bob and I are here in the 1969 Survivor Dodge Hemi Daytona. So how's it feel driving it? I'm gonna make it right here.
Make it right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is a cold-natured beast. You'll watch everybody around you, and other than that, it is an absolute joy. And I've got that proverbial poop-eating grin on my face.
Right? I think I've got that one too.
You've got that one too.
We've got a. You know, just for clarity, Bob said, "Lou, do we want to do a review or do we want to take a ride?" I said, "Oh, that's an easy one. We're going to take a ride in this thing. We'll go straight."
Go straight?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me just show you as we're driving here in Carlisle. There's your Survivor Daytona Hemi. You can hear that engine purr. You know, once it warms up, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's getting better.
It's not too bad at all.
It's nearing operating temperature, but boy, these, you know, I told you before we started, Lou, everybody wants a Hemi because of its legend, but as a mechanic, give me the 440. Like
that.
One of the reasons. These are cold-natured beasts, and this one is worse than most.
And it took you a while to get this one going.
This
Tell me a
one
little bit
hadn't
about
run
that.
for 40 years.
So, you know, what was the whole process of getting something like this going again?
You know, the key is actually patience. I'd pull the plugs, I'd fill the cylinders with oil, turn the crank a quarter turn, and then just let it sit for a week. And then I do it again and again and again. And then the problem with that lubes the cylinders. It doesn't lube the upper part of the engine, the camshaft, the lifters, etc.
We're going to make it right here,
Okay. So for that, you pull the distributor.
Okay.
And the distributor has a drive shaft that actually goes down to the cam. You reach down in there and you can turn that cam backwards, and that'll lubricate the other part of the engine. So for 2 months, all I did was lubricate the engine, the cylinders, the camshaft lobes, everything. At that point, then it's a matter of, I did rebuild the carbs, giving it a tune-up, and at our first attempt, to prove even guys that theoretically know something, I couldn't get it started.
Wow.
Well,
that must have been frustrating.
That was stupid. I put the distributor in 180 degrees back. Even those guys who work on these cars do stupid things.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and said, well, you know, so there you go. It started on the third try after I put the distributor back in correctly.
We'll give them a right here.
Okay.
And then there's going to be just a little stretch here where we can give it a little acceleration. We're not going to beat on it, but go ahead, give it a little power. That sounded good, right?
We don't want to do that.
No, we're in the neighborhood, but that was good stuff right there.
You hear that other car.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good to hear both of them kick in for sure.
And it helps it warm up, so it's better now.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, Bob, first of all, it's always good to see you, and we got a chance to get this one out. I'll just show people again. We're just kind of what it looks like. You can see the dips in the hood. And the gentleman who had it first, wasn't he 17 or something like that?
Yeah, the guy that bought it new, Jack Tubner, was 17. Now, I got to ask you, what parent lets a 17-year-old boy buy a Hemi Daytona?
Probably my kid. But I'm probably a bad example, so we won't use me as the benchmark for sure. So, don't do what Lou does.
Yeah.
But Bob, it's always a treat to see you and have one of your cars featured on the channel. To have a Survivor Hemi Daytona is really just a treat. Thanks so much for being on my car.
I appreciate it as always, Lou. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Bob.